Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hallman.
I am Jeff Mayo.
I'm pretty sure it's 27, Jeff. I'm pretty sure I got that right. About pretty much every single week when we do this now, I have like I have a mini panic attack before I say the words. But
Yes. You said 27, right?
I did say 27.
You're correct.
I did say 27.
Good job.
Yes. 1 for 1 on facts right now. Jeff.
Darby.
It's fall, kind of.
What's fall?
Fall is that time of year in South Carolina when it's 85 instead of 95.
Oh.
It's a glorious time of year where you walk around still hot, but maybe not sweating quite as profusely as you were before.
Good times.
Rejoice, Jeff. Rejoice. I am able to, I might be wearing long pants soon. Not right now, but maybe soon. Maybe soon.
I don't wear long pants for like a week.
No, Jeff doesn't wear long pants even in, December. So, Jeff is...
They're not comfortable when you just go inside, man. It's fine when you're outside.
That is true. That is true. That's the problem with fall and winter. Sorry, tangent, but that's the problem. Is that it feels amazing outside. I prefer fall and winter over any other time of the year. But everyone cranks the heat up so much that you wear your jackets and stuff. But as soon as you go inside, you have to take them off, and it's you're burning up.
It's usually not worth it.
People just chill with the heat. We don't need it.
Long pants are a liberal lie, man. Fake news.
It's going to turn into Alex Jones very fast. Well, Jeff, have you been able to play any games this week? Because I have not played a single. I have not played a single game this week.
Yes, and I guess so. If people know, we usually do goals of the week. We completely forgot last week. Not that we would have done them anyway.
Obviously, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, and I would not have because, I played Mario plus Rabbids again, making progress in that.
We don't need to talk more about that. But what I'm most interested in with you,
I have got Cuphead.
Heck yes,
released
you did.
a week ago. As the recording of this podcast.
Doesn't feel like it, but
yeah.
How is it, Jeff?
It is pretty great. Pretty great.
Pretty hard, right?
Oh yeah, I've died numerous times, but it's. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna be repeating a lot of what you've been hearing in reviews and stuff because Battle Life, I agree with most of the positive reviews.
But not everyone's heard it.
Yeah,
heard reviews.
Okay, so yes, it is hard, but it is fair hard. When you die, you know why you died. It's not like, oh, that came out of nowhere, or that was BS or something.
Right.
The controls are really good, so yeah, you feel like you're complete controls to everything, so nothing crazy like that. But yeah, when you die, you can tell why you died, and you can learn from it.
Yeah.
Which is, I have a little list here to help me remember things. I mean, they're just very basic stuff, but the first one is the joys of dying, which is the main thing.
Which has been a common thing I've heard from everyone, that they're the game kind of kicks your teeth in, but it's one of those, I'm sure that once you finally do beat that boss, it's very satisfying.
Yes. Every time you die, you generally learn from it.
Yeah, and you go back and more.
Like I said, you know why you died.
Right.
And just to give an example for a boss or whatever, I think it was, I guess, my updated progress real quick. There are about 20 or so bosses in the game and 6 run and gun levels. Mm. I've done one run and gun level and just 3 bosses.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll do more.
And yeah, so everyone knows it's the way Cuphead is laid out is there's correct me if I'm wrong, there's platforming and then there's boss rush type stuff. But they're kind of separated. Yeah. It's not like you have to... It's not like you lose the boss fight and then you have to go back and do this whole platform.
There's a world map where you kind of go around and it's pretty obvious, what's a run and gun platforming level and then what's the boss. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all laid out differently. So, yeah, like Darby said, there's no... You have to do the platforming stuff and then it leads into the boss. And if you die to the boss, you're...
Which, that's part of... Honestly, that's one of the reasons I haven't started Dark Souls yet. Is because, the thought of having to go... I've watched my roommate play Dark Souls and Bloodborne. They have to, go through fighting all these different things and travel all this way, get to the boss, get hit and, die in, 10 seconds. And then they have to start the whole thing over. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad that Cuphead, at least, you know...
Yeah, everything is pretty quick. If you go through... every time you attempt a boss fight and every time you try to do one of the platform levels, it takes no more than a couple minutes, whether you die or you complete it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's probably a good thing. Even though you die a lot, you try very quickly, like, and they're short things. It's not like you just waste like 10 minutes or something during a boss fight and you die.
It makes it easy to want to go back back into it.
And like I was saying, like, I think it was the second boss I fought. I mean, yeah, you can fight these bosses in any order as long as you're in the area and can get to them.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, but when you beat a boss or a level, it opens up more of the map.
Okay.
So there is some order to it, but as long as they're in the same area, you're in the access to area, you can do this stuff in any order.
Okay.
But yeah, for this boss, I died pretty quickly in the beginning, just kind of not knowing his patterns. And I think I told Darby this earlier. By the time I got to the end, I was breezing through the first, like, everything until, like, the end part.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it was just really
like,
easy.
You were a lot better by the end of it than the beginning.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, it's weird to think, like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, we'll say, I was having trouble with this part because I was just breezing through it.
Well, I love that and you especially get this from, like, kind of old school, run and gun, old school platformers like this, where it's almost like you learn the language of this game.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that, like, by the end of it, like, you don't even think about it. It's just all reflex. You, like, you know, I jump when this happens.
Yeah, and the bosses have been pretty unique so far.
Right.
And I'm a little early on, and you kind of learn the rhythm of the boss battles, like their attacks and everything, and you notice the little things that shows, like, okay, he's about to attack, or he's about to do this and that.
Yeah.
Or the boss we were just talking about where it was a breeze by the end, or whatever. You learned, like, how far his jumps usually are.
Okay,
like, he's a little ball guy who keeps on bouncing around. So by the end of it, I was able to, like, when he jumped, it was like, it was like he was about to hit me, but I knew, like, how far he was going to go, so he stopped, like, right in front of me, like, pretty much a frame or something.
Yeah.
To where I did not get hit, so I can keep on going.
Nice.
And move when he jumped the next time. Also, something I really like, which kind of goes into the whole, especially since the boss fights are quick, you just want to keep on retrying, is after you die in a level, there's a little map that shows you how far in the level you got, or how far into the boss fight you got, with little flags showing the different phases.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. And so, again, I only done 3 bosses. The first 2 were kind of basic in the way there were 3 phases. And the last one I did had, like, 6 or something.
Okay, wow.
So, that means these boss fights should be pretty varied the more I go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was kind of bittersweet when I saw, like, let's say I died during the second phase of a boss. The map thing comes up. It shows Cuphead kind of running in the little map right before the second flag, meaning I was almost at the third phase.
You're like, dang it.
Or sometimes when I was in the last phase and I was right there, it's like, okay, let's keep on going.
I think clearly, obviously, you can't talk about Cuphead without talking about the art style.
So good.
Yeah, it does. If you haven't been listening to us before, you haven't heard about Cuphead, or you just haven't seen anything about Cuphead, it is, like, straight up old 1930s or whatever. Is that too far back?
No, it's 1930s because they even show a little thing, like, presenting Cuphead in the little, like, where it's like the copyright date. It does say, like, 1930.
Okay, cool. And it even has, like, the little specks on the screen, like old-timey film, and all just, like, all the animations and stuff look so much.
Oh, yeah. What's also cool is, I haven't unlocked it yet. I'm not sure I unlock it, but I know there's a black and white mode.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Well, just from the little bit I've seen, I just love the way the bosses look and just their animations. It's so nostalgic and just nice.
The animations are beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And all the bosses from what bosses I fight, I mean, if you've watched trailers, you've probably seen these bosses already. And the bosses I've already seen stuff for because they showed off a decent amount of bosses and you see pictures every now and again. Yeah. They all look very distinct and really well designed.
I saw the, like, vegetable people.
Yeah, that's like the first boss.
I watched, like, the first 8 minutes or something of it, and I saw the big, scary carrot man. And all of that.
Yeah.
There's something else I was going to ask you about. How does it feel, like, on the controller, on, like, the Xbox?
It feels really good.
Yeah.
Again, like, when I say... When dying, like, I know what happens. Like, I knew I could have done it. There's never been the time.
Are you using, like, D-pad or analog stick with it? Because I didn't know what people were doing. I haven't actually seen, like, people.
I did doing with analog stick.
Okay.
Probably because it'd be easier because you can shoot in 8 directions.
Yeah.
The running gun.
Okay. Yeah.
It always makes it easy for me. I can't remember if I even tried if you can do this. The D-pad probably can, but I can't remember.
I also don't really like the Xbox D-pad quite as much.
That too.
It's not.
Yeah, might be a little different for me if I did it on a PS4 controller.
I don't like as much as I've been very interested in Cuphead for so long, almost just purely from the gameplay and just the art style and everything. Do you know why you're little cut boys? Is there a story behind the fact that you have a cup head?
No, it's just that every character in it is a weird thing.
Okay.
It's just a cartoon world.
Is there much of a story at all, or is it just kind of like a wacky thing you just run in there and it's...
I mean, here's the story. I mean, this is the thing that happened in the first few seconds. Pretty much, the story involves Cuphead and Mughead. I think that's what his name is, Mughead or whatever. The blue two-player one. They both exist. It's just not like Mughead magically appears because second player. He's in the story.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I told you this. The game kind of talks like, oh, you're playing with two players, kind of, in some ways.
It assumes that you are.
Yeah. Pretty much, they go gambling.
As you do.
Yes.
If you're a cup head.
Owned by a guy who has a dice for a head. Can't remember his name.
Mm-hmm. Okay, of course.
The owner shows up, who happens to be the devil, of course.
I have seen the devil.
Yeah. And well, up to that point where the devil shows up, Cuphead and Mughead are just doing good. They're winning all over the place, getting money. The devil's like, okay, one more roll. If you win, you get this whole place or all the money in this place. You lose, I own your souls. Cuphead's like, ka-ching. Mughead's like, no, don't do it. So obviously they fail, and the devil owns their souls. He makes a deal with them saying, okay, I won't take your souls, but you go get the souls from other people who owe me their souls, pretty much. So what you're doing, the boss is collecting their souls.
You're collecting people's souls. Wow, that's pretty dark.
Yeah. That's the basic story for Cuphead.
I did not even know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been revealed. I'm sure everyone else knew that. I just didn't.
I mean, that's literally the start of the game. So.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And so far, I like the weapons and abilities. There are like a whole bunch of different things weapons and abilities you can buy with coins you get mainly in the run and gun levels.
Okay.
There's the different ways you can equip things. You can equip 2 weapons at a time. To Cuphead and Mughead. I only have 2 right now, so I haven't tried out more because, again, you only get the coins from what I've seen so far in the run and gun platforming levels, and I've only done 1. Because there are only apparently 6 in the whole game.
Yeah.
So, I like the variety it's showing so far, at least. I can see the uses for both ones I have. The first one is just a regular, just rapid fire, small, regular, pea shooter thing.
Okay.
The other one is it goes in 3 directions, shotgun thing. But it has a very short range, but it's more powerful.
I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, and it's partially my fault. I could just keep asking you random questions. But I do know, Cuphead originally was going to be just boss rush, and then they added the platforming in later. One of the biggest things I was worried about is that the platforming would feel tacked on. Does it feel like it belongs in the game?
Again, I've only done 1, and there's only 6. Felt fine to me. I mean, it wasn't anything special. Let me put it this way. I much prefer the bosses. I had a lot more fun with that than the running gun thing. Not to say I didn't have fun with that. It's just the bosses are where this game's at, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm not too worried about it, them feeling, those levels feeling tacked on or anything, because they're only 6.
Okay.
If there were as many of those as bosses, that might be a problem potentially.
Yeah.
But since it's mainly bosses,
I guess maybe at least you're getting coins.
It mixes it up some.
It mixes it up, and maybe you're getting coins and stuff, so you're getting something to
and you're not focusing on the boss fights trying to get coins.
Right. Yeah, because that would be frustrating if it's hard enough just to beat the boss, and it's I didn't collect coins. Dang it! Now I can't buy this yet. That would suck. So.
And you can replay boss and stuff because it gives you a grade at the end.
Right.
And you can try to do that.
Even when you're done, if you're interested, I would like to go back with you and play 2-player.
Here's the good news about it. I mean, there are other ways to do this. I just love it when games do this. Have the classic thing of having 3 save slots. So me and you could do our own thing. Yeah. If you wanted to.
Yeah, if you're down, I'm definitely. Yeah.
From what I heard, this is mainly from the guys at Easy Allies, just watching their streams, saying this 2 players is actually harder. I can kind of see that because you're kind of focusing on your other guy, and you can revive your teammate when they die by doing a little parry thing on them.
we'd be too preoccupied trying to
revive them,
Yeah.
and I've seen some people die from doing that.
Right.
So, yeah. I also don't know if part of it is when you do each player, like the health of the bosses double, you know,
Yeah.
of the enemies,
Probably.
which
does
makes
something
sense
like
because in Cuphead, you don't let go of the shoot button because there's absolutely no point.
that. Right. Yeah.
You just keep on going so you can at least damage them at all times.
Right. Yep.
While you're trying to dodge things.
Yep. That kind of game.
So good though.
So this is a pretty glowing recommendation.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you think this is gonna be like top 5 games of the year for you?
I was just thinking that I thought I had my top 5 potentially figured out just based on what we've had and what's coming out between like South Park and Mario and how big, you know. If you listen to this, you know how big those games are for me.
Right.
Cuphead could definitely make it in there, man. So far it is amazing.
I'm so pleasantly surprised in how well it seems like Cuphead has turned out.
Yeah.
I was really honestly a little worried about this game.
Though I hated how, in a way, for Microsoft, this $20 game's like the best exclusive they.
Yeah, until PUBG, this is the biggest thing they've had in a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At this moment on October 6th, it could change. For the PC version, I heard people have been losing their saves. So just a warning for people out there. I haven't seen anything about being a problem in the Xbox version, thankfully for me.
That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah. Be careful if you're playing Cuphead on PC. They wait for a patch, which obviously it might have already happened. I might.
Yeah, I might.
But yeah, I guess if you're going to do that, make sure.
Yes.
But
all right, Jeff. Well, that's Cuphead. Are you ready to get into the news?
let's do it.
News jingle, Jeff.
Jingle, jingle, jangle.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, just for people that didn't know about news, not a crazy amount of news. Well, there's some pretty interesting news things at the end that's mainly for conversational purposes. But yeah.
Decently slow week,
Yeah.
but we make the best of it.
Yep. Okay, so this first thing comes from Jordan Serrani from IGN. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition will be released for PlayStation 4 on December 5th for $50, $50 US, Sony announced. The Complete Edition of Guerrilla Games Action RPG will package together the base game and the Frozen Wilds expansion, according to PlayStation on Twitter. It would also come with all digital deluxe edition content, which includes weapons, resource packs, a PS4 theme, and a digital art book. Horizon Zero Dawn was released on PS4 on January 28th, and the Frozen Wilds, its first expansion, it might be its last based on this news, and potentially its last considering Sony's labeled this the Complete Edition, will be released on November 7th. An easier difficulty called Story Mode was recently added to the game.
Yeah, this is definitely a good addition for you or someone else who somehow missed Horizon.
Well,
which
I
I'm
have
sure
your
people
copy.
did.
So
Yeah, you're. Gonna
I
buy
thought that was like.
You're buying my copy, and I'm gonna buy the DLC anyway. But there's
I just
other,
buy the DLC my own.
there's other people like you
Yeah.
that this will be good for. I've seen some people complaining about this. Some people complaining about it the deluxe edition or complete edition coming out in the same year as the other one. But I'm I don't care. I paid $60 for I guess something less than this, but I also got to play this game back in February instead of playing it in December. I understand when I go to buy Horizon on day one, I understand that the price is going to drop and that other people are going to get a better value for it later on. But the difference is I wanted to play it right then. And I think that's kind of part of what you accept when you go buy something day one.
I agree. Probably midtime next year, or it might come out. It'll be announced. Injustice 2 Complete Edition, one of the DLC characters. That'll be significantly cheaper than what I paid it since I got the Ultimate Edition.
Exactly. You pay to have it early, and if you're not comfortable getting a worse deal, then wait.
Now, I would say it would be a problem potentially since the Frozen Wilds comes out in a month. If the Frozen Wild just came out and they announced this. Because then you'd have people buying it and then buying the DLC right away. For more. That I can see a problem with. It's okay, they're announcing this a month before the DLC, which is the main thing that's added to the game. The regular edition. So I'm okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only, like, it's not something I'm, like, mad about or anything, though, but the only thing that's a little sad to me is that, yeah, this almost, like, pretty much confirms that Frozen Wild is probably going to be the only expansion that we get, and I was maybe hoping that we might get, 2 DLCs for Horizon or something.
Yeah,
but.
Right side of it is that means Guerrilla gets to go to the next game quicker.
Yeah, and when it seems like the industry is kind of, like, in some way, unless you have a game that's like a games of service where obviously you're putting out stuff like crazy, but for a single player thing like this, I almost feel like, like Fallout, like, and Bethesda games used to do, like, have 5 DLC packages with all this stuff, but I feel like some other games, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like in recent years, some of these, like, single player games have really just been focusing on having, like, 1 DLC and then they kind of move on to the next game. So
I prefer that.
Yeah, I want the next Horizon. I want it as soon as we can get it. So
yeah. I just checked one thing, just out of curiosity, on Amazon and Best Buy. The Horizon, a new copy, is still like $45-$50 right now.
There you go.
So that means, it's not like the Horizon's now $30 and then they're now releasing a $50 type thing. It also means if you don't really care to get the DLC right away, the regular version of Horizon should be getting a decent price cut, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm sure. It'll come holiday, especially like Black Friday and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, as this comes out in December, it's still the same price, so.
Yeah. You think you're gonna get when do you think you'll get into Horizon? Like, what do you think is the realistic time frame? Because you really do. This is not a game that you should skip out on.
I know.
Like number one, because I want to talk to you about it, and number two, being able to talk about it on a podcast and everything, and it's just a fun, it's like good experience.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, and it's partly my fault because I keep on getting games. But I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job considering.
Yeah,
we get doing this and everything. I got Persona, I got Mario Plus Rabbids, which I'm getting pretty close down in the last world. So Mario's about to come out, Xenoblade's coming out. It's just a whole bunch of things. It would be different if I wasn't playing Persona, though. Then I could just make Horizon my PS4 game.
Right, yeah.
But
Persona 5 throws a dent in all of your progress and everything. Life playing games.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there as a potential... Oh, wait, South Park is also coming out. Dang it. I want to say, Persona will definitely be my next one.
Maybe by next February. Maybe by next February you can get on it. You're not as... I don't think you're as into God of War as I am, but maybe you are. I don't know. And I don't know.
Okay, I'm not into old God of War, but I'm very interested in this God of War.
Okay, I didn't know how interested in this one you were. I knew you were interested, but I didn't know how.
But I would be willing to potentially wait to see stuff especially if you're going to copy, make and borrow that one to play Horizon.
Right.
Yeah, Horizon will be unless something comes out. I'll try to make it my next one after. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Persona and South Park. Or maybe even just after South Park, just kind of mix it up on my PS4 some.
Yeah.
Then the long thing of Persona.
So, I highly recommend it.
I know you
squeezing it in there somewhere, Jeff.
Yep. I want to play it, but there's also Nier and stuff, which I could definitely see in games.
Well, this is just we've talked about it over and over again. We'll talk about it more. I legitimately it's becoming more and more kind of clear to me. This is one of the best years for video games ever. There's just too many games to play.
I'm sure there'll be some people out here that are like, what about this year, this, and that?
Yeah, I mean, just sitting here on the podcast without actually doing research. That's what I'm saying. It has to be one of the best. It has to be up there at least.
I feel like it's. I mean, at the end of the year, maybe we can just make this as a topic.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
But just from smaller games like Cuphead, and then you have stuff like Golf Story coming on the Switch. That just one that popped in my head, and a bunch of stuff like that from the top of the games.
And just the Switch in general.
Yeah. I feel like a year as a whole, maybe. Some of these might have higher highs.
Yeah.
But a whole,
this from top to bottom, because this year has had AAA releases that were insane. It's had indie releases which were insane. It's kind of had just on every aspect of gaming. It's been lots of new types of games have been coming out.
Crazy, my man.
It's a fun year. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Video games are fun, Jeff.
They are. Okay, next story. This comes from Joe Scrubbles from IGN. Street Fighter V will get its long-awaited arcade mode in early 2018, according to an Amazon leak. Oh, by the way I'm reading this article is Joe updated this article at some point, and it just makes more sense to get all the details me reading it straight through. So I'm going to say at a point, okay, this is where the update starts. Okay. The first thing I'm reading is it being a leak. not officially announced, but it has been officially announced. A listing for Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, the second such retailer listing in as many months, includes a rundown of new features coming to the game, including an arcade mode that will let players choose from 6 different paths themed as after classic Street Fighter games. The Amazon listing reveals a number of new features, although makes clear that these additions will come to the original versions of the game for free. That's important. The arcade mode, a gallery, extra battle, which is completed time challenges to obtain exclusive costumes for 2018. New V triggers. I don't know what that means. New visuals. The user interface is being redesigned with new color schemes, revised menus, and exciting pre- and post-fight effects. The listing blurb also mentions that players of the original version or Arcade Edition across PS4 and PC will be part of the same online player pool. And this is where the update starts. Capcom has now officially announced Street Fighter V Arcade Edition with a release date of January 16th, priced at $39.99 US. All the information that's been said so far is correct, but there are a few additional details. While all the new features will be added to the original Street Fighter V for free, the Arcade Edition will also come with codes to unlock all Season 1 and 2 DLC characters. These will still only be unlockable through in-game means for current players.
So
this game's still weird to me.
I hate this. I hate to say it, but like, I feel like the ship.
When does this game come out again?
Well, number one, I had no clue the arcade mode wasn't already out. They talked about it so long ago. They talked about it like it was literally like 2 weeks after the release. They were talking about the arcade mode, and it's 2017 now. Like, wasn't that a 2015 game?
It's 2016, February 2016.
Almost 2015. The
arcade's coming 2 years later.
Like, it's too little, too late, right? I mean, yeah. I feel like this is almost.
I mean, there's still people playing competitively. That'll make them happy.
And like the mechanics of Street Fighter V, by all accounts, are really good.
Yeah.
But it's just like it came out and it was like an unfinished game. It didn't have the features that everyone wanted, and it's taken them so long to get them out that I feel like this is kind of like a No Man's Sky situation where the general like press and like talk on this game has been negative for so long that I don't really think it's something you can turn around. I mean, this is cool that they're finally getting this out and they're offering it for free and everything. They're doing the right thing at this point.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like it's too late for Street Fighter V. Mm-hmm. Like, when people look back and talk about this game, they're just going to talk about the launch and how it was bare bones and undersold. And
well, here's the thing. People are going to talk about Capcom with fighting games this generation so far. About
Infinite, too.
Yeah. It's a lot of things have gone wrong for them. I checked because I was curious. I mean, I'll put it this way. This is a good deal as far as things go. It's just from a complete edition standpoint because this comes with a code to unlock all Season 1 and 2 DLC characters. Season 1 by itself, the Season Pass is $20.
Yeah.
So that's saved. And, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good for now, like, if you want to jump in and get it now. I just feel like people aren't going to.
I agree.
This message is not going to get out there because
it's kind of thing if you've been waiting for a complete edition, which I'm sure some people have, like they do with any fighting game.
But it's just at some point you stop waiting or you stop caring at some point, you know.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like Street Fighter V, it's only going to be the competitive people who play it, like how it has been. Like, Street Fighter V could have and should have been a much bigger game than it was.
And unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be staying away more with Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Oops. Well, might have a problem later on, Darby. We'll see how this goes. I lost the internet. So...
Well, if we have to cut out and cut part of the podcast, we can. But we will try to trudge on for now.
Because I know I got to open some links.
All right, we'll just carry on as long as you can. Now,
let's go to some, I guess, good fighting games. Smaller, but, yeah. Okay, this comes from Alex Osborne from IGN. The Atom is coming to Injustice 2. The new character was revealed during the finale of the Chasing the Cup Injustice 2 on the CW. Fitting. The version of the Atom that will be featured... Okay, I got it back. That will be featured in Injustice 2 is Ryan Choi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The physics genius who took up the mantle after his mentor, Ray Palmer, disappeared. The DC hero has quantum shrinking capabilities, granting him the ability to use subatomic power in his fight for justice. There's no word yet on when the Atom will join the fight, as the reveal trailer only says he's coming soon. So yeah, the reveal is weird in some ways because we still have a DLC pack thing that's still being released and everything. We haven't seen Hellboy yet.
Right.
And
usually you get one before you hear about the next one.
Yeah, so part of this makes you think, okay, are they moving Hellboy back and Adam's going to be next for some reason? Or are they just previewing Pack 3, which either way I'm fine with it. But
yeah, whatever.
As long as nothing crazy going on.
You were pretty excited.
Oh, yeah. And I'm very interested they picked Ryan over Ray. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but...
Yeah, I'm aware of the Adam. I don't know the stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I am excited. And based on the 1 minute trailer, which might mean based on the fact the trailer is shorter than the other ones and has less stuff going on, it might mean he's going to be farther away.
Right.
But the trailer made me happy. Looks like they're doing good stuff with his shrinking powers.
It's something he's definitely like. He's unique. Yeah. Like there's a lot of you can't say that I doubt you'll be able to say his moveset is like too similar to anyone else because the shrieking ability is so different, and it creates kind of a unique thing. Like they have to find ways to make that work in a 2D fighter like this, and I'm interested to see how they do it. Obviously, we haven't really seen like I'm interested to see the details of like what's his super, what's his like down away.
I imagine his super thing was when I don't even remember this. He went really small and kind of cinematic way punched in the face, and he got big. Yeah, I imagine that's part of the super.
Yeah, I'm just interested from the like moment to moment. Yeah, and like, is he gonna like constantly be going tiny? Is part of his moveset or part of his appeal? Is it gonna be that like you can't tell where he is? I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yep, I am excited for this one. It's just based off who the character is and his moveset. It's probably the most excited I've been out of an Injustice 2 DLC character so far.
Cool.
Yeah. This is unique, and this is a more out there character. Yeah. And not a third party character. Guest character. Okay.
Well, me and Jeff are like talking about trying to maybe do a let's play with like these DLC characters, so I might try to do that soon.
Because other games in time, I have not touched the DLC characters since Starfire came out.
Yeah, and our group of friends haven't had much time to play, and we haven't really played it since it came out. Like we were high on it when it came out, but we haven't played it much.
Mm-hmm. You want to, though.
Yes.
Okay. Next thing comes from John Wilds from IGN. 343 Industries has revealed a free mixed reality shooting experience, Halo Recruit, and teased more mixed reality Halo to come. On the Halo Waypoint blog, 343 Industries revealed Halo Recruit, its first downloadable mixed reality experience since the company announced its interest in all things mixed reality in Halo. On October 17th, Windows mixed reality headset owners will get the chance to pick up those sweet Halo pistols and enter a shooting gallery featuring some of the series' iconic aliens as targets. You can also have a go by popping into a Microsoft store. Now, before you strap on your power armor and get too excited, the studios themselves has said that this isn't a game or even part of a game. Instead, it appears that this is a free 5-minute experience. It's the beginning of a more mixed reality experimentation with partner studio Endeavor One. The experience seems to be that standard mix of looking at cool models up close and a simple VR shooting gallery, ending with color arms from a certain giant space dude. The developer signs off by saying it's inspired and excited to do more, but we don't know when that will be as yet. So
yeah, so cool. I mean, like we're seeing Microsoft like go more into like the AR type thing instead of VR and just weird different things with like HoloLens and everything. Yeah. And everyone who like experienced the Halo AR thing at E3 2 years ago, I think, like had lots of positive things to say about it and stuff. So it's cool. They were like, but it seemed like they were trying to like get ahead of the news by saying like it's not like a game. You're not going in there doing.
Yeah. I feel like we have another story later on. I can't remember if we put it in or not. I can't even remember what it is. Did a similar thing like we're announcing this, but before you get too excited,
don't go out and like they try to avoid.
I'm happy when developers do that instead of just letting people's imagination run wild, knowing it's not going to happen.
Like No More Heroes should have done about that whole thing. They should have seen that coming.
Mm-hmm. But this is a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean like. I'm just ready for this stuff to become so cheap that like me and you could actually like try it because like except for like playing PSVR once in a Best Buy.
Yeah.
That's really like the only virtual reality experience I've had is one time at a Best Buy.
Yeah, problem is it's one of those cases of people want more stuff to be released for it, but these won't be more released
Until people buy it.
Yeah.
It's like that catch-22, the same thing that like killed the Vita. It's just like at some point like
and the Wii U.
developers have to kind of like bite the bullet and like the answer is like Sony. I keep going back to PSVR because that's where I'm in. Is the Sony thing mostly, but there's companies like Sony or like Microsoft. They have to like understand they're gonna take a loss at first and like basically give developers money and be like, just make the VR game. Don't worry about like if it doesn't sell that well because there's not many units or whatever. We're gonna like help you out by giving you this money, and they have to take the loss until there's enough people with VR units. And then, you know, it sells well.
Yeah.
But you can't just, like, make the new crazy tech that's really expensive and just hope that the market handles it or whatever. You know, you kind of have to, like, push your new tech. When you're pushing something new like this, you kind of have to, like, put your own dollars behind it. Yeah. Which I'm sure they're doing to an extent, but, like, it already seems like PSVR is starting to look a lot like Vita was. And it's
probably because, I know Vita had an Uncharted game, but they haven't really put any of the big franchise behind it.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to go out there and like pay for those. You know, you have to. Like,
the only one and correct me if there's another. I mean, let me know if there's another one I'm forgetting. But Until Dawn's like the only first party one I can think of. They did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. That's about. And it was different, but
I guess
like a good game.
I guess the only thing, Resident Evil, you could play in both.
Oh, yeah.
You could play in PSVR.
Yeah, why not more games like that?
Yeah. Do more both, and even do like. It's a start. I'm not saying this is going to sell PSVR units, but like, why not? Like at this point, like just almost every like first party like Sony big AAA game should just come with a little VR thing. Like in Horizon, have a VR mode where I can just like look at the dinosaurs or like be in the world and look at stuff like that. I'm not saying it's going to sell it, but just do like little things to try to like people that have it, you know, just to get the ball rolling. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
That topic wasn't much about Halo by the end of it.
Oh well. This comes from Eddie McCook from GameSpot. Turtle Rock Studios, the developer behind Left 4 Dead and Evolve, has announced its next game, The Well. And it's a turn-based fantasy role-playing game for Samsung Gear VR. It's described as a classically designed RPG built distinctively for VR with a storybook art style and a dark, dreamlike atmosphere. The Well is not Turtle Rock's first VR game, as the studio has already released titles like Face Your Fears, Blade Runner 2049, Replicant Pursuit, and Other Worlds. But The Well is more ambitious than those. Turtle Rock GM Steve Goldstein said in a statement, The Well is not only our most ambitious VR title to date, it is our most unique. We're excited to create a new original fantasy world unlike anything we've seen before, and specifically crafted for the Gear VR platform. Not just a fun game, it's beautiful. Gear VR is a medium that allows us to push the creative envelope and bring to life games we never thought possible. And yeah, just some details with the game, and then let's see. Yeah, you can play as one of 4 classes: Warrior, Mage, Rogue, and Druid, and each, of course, has their own specific set of spells and abilities. You'll assemble a party of other characters and level up your squad every time, earning more abilities in the process. The game launches on October 11th, which is very soon, priced at $10 in the US. The game launched on the first day of this year's Oculus Connect event, and the game will be playable there. So yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a really, really pretty game. Kind of different than most VR things I think of.
I think what hurts VR is the fact that all these studios just make VR that's usually just for one of the VR systems.
Yeah.
So it makes them all, like all the amount of games on each of them look a lot thinner than it could. And I mean, I don't know all the tech around this, but you know.
Yeah, I don't really know if that's more because of like exclusivity deals, or if that's because like it takes a lot.
Like it's significantly harder to make things for multiple VR things than it is like consoles.
Yeah, it might be. I don't really know how that.
I can imagine it can be, but again, we're not experts on any of that.
I imagine just the whole VR like development cycle is very hard and very difficult.
Yeah,
but also it's kind of crazy how like they just announced it. And it's coming out on October 11th.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's the biggest thing because it's only $10.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But this is definitely something that I'm sure people will
like
try because it at least sets itself apart from other VR games.
I mean, it seems like something that like they were like testing the waters with.
Yeah.
You know, for VR. So
it's just to see, how it how it does and is any good.
Yeah. I wish we could try it out, but again, like VR just needs to get cheap.
Yep.
So in about 5 years, I'll be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so ready to move on, Darby?
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be one of like 2 very long stories we have.
And this is kind of a follow-up to like our main topic last week. Or
Yeah.
Kind of a,
Okay, this comes from Chris Pereira from GameSpot. Making and maintaining a game like Overwatch is no easy task, but even something like discussing the game in public can be a challenge for a variety of reasons. A subject that Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan recently discussed in a lengthy forum post. Kaplan shared his views in a thread where players, citing the lack of forum posts from Blizzard developers, questioned if the Overwatch team has enough people on it. According to Kaplan, the development team has grown from 70 people at launch in May 2016 to just over 100 now. And he said, even though I wouldn't say we're necessarily a small team as modern development standards go, we're certainly not an overly large team either. We view ourselves as artists and craftspeople, and we like to avoid that feeling of being cogs in a large machine. We like the fact that we own Overwatch together as a unified team with a shared collective vision. There's not one person or select people who dictates what we do. We're not peons of some visionary just implementing his or her vision, and we're certainly not beholden to any corporate overlords telling us what we can or cannot do. We are 100 plus game developers who absolutely love playing and making Overwatch. And then Kaplan admitted that the team has made mistakes, but noted that Blizzard tries to speak directly with fans using the real names, rather than using aliases or communicating through community managers. Kaplan says, and if you allow me to speak openly for a moment, it's scary. Overall, the community is awesome to us, but there are some pretty mean people out there. All of our developers are free to post on these forums. Very few of us actually do because they're extremely intimidating and or time-consuming. Very easy to post the wrong thing and make a promise to the community that no one intended to make. Once we say we're working on something, we're not allowed to take it back. It's set in stone. Also, because we are open with you and do not hide behind an anonymous handle, like all of you have the luxury of doing, we oftentimes get personally attacked and threatened. Most great developers I know just love being heads down making or playing games. The public speaking / posting part of the job is downright scary and intimidating. It often feels like there's no winning. And as a result, there are a small few of us who most of the posting here. End quote. And you can read Kaplan's posts in full on Blizzard's blog. He also recently discussed the subject of dealing with toxicity in the game itself, which he stated has slowed development on Overwatch. Although he hasn't stated explicitly, Kaplan's latest post feels like a call for players to remember that developers are human beings who don't have unlimited resources. And this is Kaplan speaking again. If we post, we're talking about Mercy, immediately there's an expectation that she's going to be radically changed in the next patch, when the truth is we might just leave her how she is for a while. And we're not allowed to post that here without our bosses, and I am talking literally here, receiving emails from some of you demanding we be fired. It's not exactly what I would call a safe environment for creative people to openly express their thoughts and feelings. Long post.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot like last week we talked about toxicity in gaming, and I forgot the name of the developer who, like, that Kotaku article was on. But this is a lot, like, kind of shares a lot of the same problems there that, you know, developers feel afraid to say anything publicly.
Yeah.
Because it feels like no matter what you say, you're not going to please everyone. And when people get mad in like comment sections and like gaming stuff, they get mad, or at least a vocal minority gets very ugly and aggressive.
Those nerds have a lot of free time on their hands.
Yeah, they
emailing the boss, be like, fire these devs.
It's like, what is it? What's it to you? Like, this, you're playing the game. You obviously like the game. Like, why are you making a personal attack against people?
It's just a game, man.
For just dumb stuff. For very dumb stuff. And yeah, like,
if you're really upset about these kind of things, well, the whole Mercy example he gave, which I'm sure, like he said, it happened.
Right.
Something like that happened. Just stop playing it. I mean, what does it matter?
Yeah, it's like
move on with your life.
There's no need to, like, personally attack these people who are, like... I mean, do you think the people at Overwatch are trying to, like, mess things up or something? I mean, no, let's just... I don't
have
know.
it out for Hanzo mains, man.
It just gets to the point like you would never say that to someone to their face, so you probably shouldn't say it, in this online setting either. And I kind of hate that. Like, I love hearing like the behind the scenes things about game development. Like, I'm reading Jason's book, and I love hearing that stuff. I love doing that, but like, we don't get to see that often, and this is why.
One set aside, he means Jason Schreier from Kotaku.
Yeah, just Jason Schreier. Blood, Sweat, and Pixels is a very, very good book. I'm not done with it yet.
Sure people
very good book. Yeah. And I just kind of hate. I like. There's nothing to do about it. Kind of like we said last week. I don't know what the answer is. I hate that our industry is this way.
I mean, unfortunately, the best answer most people can probably come up with, and developers come up with, is kind of like he's saying, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but I don't blame them.
If I was working on the game, I would be terrified to say anything because you slip up and you like if there's some feature that you were kind of toying around with in the office, but you weren't sure you were going to do it or not, and you're just talking to people casually online, and you just happen to mention it because it's what you've been doing the last few weeks, and then you end up scrapping it because it didn't work. Then someone's like messaging you, being like, "What about this? You said this," and it's like. I would be terrified to go on
I just had a quick thought. Like, imagine, like, if this wasn't a problem, like, some of the documentaries and stuff we could get, like, I can imagine some of these, especially bigger ones like Overwatch, would love to, like, kind of have, like, film some stuff going through the making of, like, Overwatch and just having some interviews there. But the problem is, with that, people see something cool in the documentary that was going to originally be in the game, or some test stuff, and it's not. People will complain like
they'll get angry. Even people like I saw something where like a game developer was saying that like some of the little tricks that they do like in games and in game development, and one of them was that like I forgot what the game was, but the last like 5% of your health bar or whatever was actually like once it got to that point they made it where it actually took more damage to get that last 5% down, just to make it feel like when you get down to that last little bit and it's frantic and crazy but you don't die quite as fast when that happens. And I thought that was cool. Like I'm like, oh, that's a cool thing I never knew, and it's something that kind of like makes you feel a certain way or whatever. There were people who were like furious about that. They're like, you're lying to us. You're lying to us by like having the health bar be like. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? This is what you're getting mad about?
I don't know. People get mad at everything. Yeah. I can't remember who it was, but now, but posted on NeoGAF an article written about people kind of wanting like a boss skip option potentially.
Yeah.
For certain bosses, and then everyone went crazy. It's like, no, this is stupid. People should play it the right way, and they just need to get good. Like it was, and people say they use it as like, then what's the point of playing the game or whatever? It's like, I think you're misunderstanding like what this could be. It might be like those bosses, a particular boss that's too hard to skip or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And also, it's one of those like the same thing when people get mad when there's like an easy mode in something. You don't have to. You don't have to play the easy mode, like, just because it's in there. I don't understand.
It goes to the thing people take trophies way too seriously.
Yeah, that too.
That was part of the thing about the whole skipping boss thing. It's like that's an option. Who cares if people want to do that because they're having this tough time with a boss?
And a lot of those things with trophies, usually, like if you go down to the easy mode, you can't get the trophy. That's usually just how that works. So I don't know.
People take things too seriously.
They do, Jeff.
Let's move on, Darby.
Yes.
The next thing comes from Matt Davidson from IGN. Fortnite has passed a significant milestone, announcing that the base building survival game has passed 7 million players. Revealed on Twitter, the 7 million total is an overall figure, combining the total players for the base Fortnite experience, as well as anyone playing the game's separately downloadable free-to-play Battle Royale mode. This mode in particular is getting some love as part of the celebrations, with duos and supply drops going live across the Battle Royale version on both consoles and PC. Duos are fairly self-explanatory, giving players the option to drop into battle alongside a friend. Supply drops will appear in random locations and provide a juicy bundle of loot to intrepid players.
Juicy.
Yeah, juicy, Dari. As well as potential death traps as other players scramble for the prize. So, good for Fortnite.
Yes, 7 million.
Part of me would like to know like how these numbers like split apart. Like how many are doing the regular mode, how many are doing Battle Royale mode, or how many are doing both.
Yeah, we saw the 1 million number like very like on the first day, and I really haven't seen anything.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah,
I think,
specifically since then. Either way, I mean, like I've seen a lot of people talking about Battle Royale, so like it at least has definitely helped bump it up.
And these additions will definitely help. The team I think was added like a lot. By the time we did the podcast last week, duos will be good.
Yes.
And the supply drops sound like it'd be interesting strategies. Like, do I go after that or?
It sounds very interesting. Very interesting. Like,
and then in team mode, it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we send one person? Do we send two people? We
need to play this game. We really need to play this game.
Okay.
And they're already doing it right. It hasn't even been that long, and they're already starting to add stuff like this to it. So yeah.
And it's still, I guess it's still technically like an early access thing in a way.
Completely free.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So yeah, so good for them. Doing good stuff. Now, this has been the way it's been the last couple of weeks. We have a Fortnite story, and then we have a PUBG story.
Yeah.
And or vice versa.
We are clickbait, Jeff, I guess. I don't know. It's just it kind of goes hand in hand right now.
At least I'm not putting in all our things. PUBG for the Fortnite on every video.
Yeah, that is true.
Something. Okay. This comes from Joe Scrabbles from IGN. We learned yesterday, at the time this article was written, that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds developer Bluehole is in talks with Sony about a PS4 release for its game. But the Korean company may be keeping its options open by also talking to Microsoft about extending the game's Xbox exclusivity. According to Bloomberg sources, Bluehole is likely to offer Microsoft a longer console exclusivity period, with that period lasting until the middle of next year or longer. Microsoft has refused to comment on the issue. Bluehole CEO Chang Byung-gyu yesterday explained that he has had talks with all the major console companies about Battlegrounds' future releases.
So, I imagine this is kind of just with how just stupidly huge Battlegrounds is at this point. It's kind of just a battle between Microsoft and Sony, like who's going to give the most money. Mm-hmm. And Microsoft is the one that's more desperate, so like they're probably the one that's like, we are going to hold on to this as long as we possibly can.
Again, important rumor. Oh yeah. And I apologize for reading this. I'm trying to do better about when someone says according to blah blah using the original article.
Yeah.
I passed by it. The original Bloomberg article was written by Sam Kim.
Yes. Okay.
Trying to make that right. Trying to do better, people.
Yeah. We're learning, Jeff.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, it's very interesting and smart on Microsoft's part if they can get this.
If I'm Microsoft, I'm like, how much money do you want? Whatever you want.
Here's a check.
Yep. Like just
here's a blank check. Right.
Just how about 2019 for the PlayStation release? How does that sound? Like.
Yeah, I honestly want to say, and again, this is all rumors and stuff, so I don't know if this is technically part of the rumor, saying something like, it's originally going to be like through the winter, but if this happened, like in these talks, it would be pushed back to like the summer/fall of next year or something like that.
I was already expecting it to be next year, but like to be like summer of next year, but especially it said like next year or longer. I mean, it could be like the end of next year. And I mean, if Microsoft ends up pulling that off, that's pretty big for Microsoft. This is a very big game.
Also pretty big for Fortnite.
Fortnite's also like, why don't you Microsoft keep that? Because like right now they have the PlayStation market exclusively for this type of game until everyone starts making these modes, and then they won't anymore. But very interesting. This is one of the most like I just every week like we talk about PUBG because it's just so interesting.
Well, when we were so late to the party,
like the business side of like what's going on with PUBG is almost like just as interesting as like the game getting popular. Yeah, because every week it's like what's going to happen with this game, the exclusives and stuff.
So yeah, we will continue to keep people updated about Fortnite and PUBG, and especially about this Microsoft exclusivity. Yes. Okay. So yeah, here's another long article. Okay. This comes from Allegra Frank from Polygon. After Valve pulled more than 200 of the company's titles off Steam last week, notorious fake game seller Silicon Echo Studios tells Polygon that it has been forced to leave the development industry. Valve pulled Silicon Echo's entire catalog from Steam last week after users reported that its games were examples of asset flipping, or games made on a shoestring budget with pre-made assets which are then sold cheaply with the purpose of turning a profit through the Steam trading card marketplace. In an email to Polygon, a representative for Silicon Echo spoke out against Valve's decision to abruptly remove the studio's games from the storefront. And this is the Silicon Echo talking. The only information we have been given is that our games were consistently at the top of users' reported titles primarily for practices that are deceptive to the customers. This did not fully explain the reason for complete account and business termination, so naturally we sent an email to Valve politely asking some additional questions. And then Silicon Echo shared its email to Valve with Polygon. The studio has never received a warning from Valve until its games were removed from Steam. According to the email, Silicon Echo also claims that it is a separate company from Zonatron Productions, another developer whose games were removed and which YouTuber Sid Alpha alleged is a front for Silicon Echo. And you can read a portion of the email to Valve on Polygon. I'm not going to read all other than the stuff they felt important to put in here. Customers have criticized the Steam Greenlight program and its successor, Steam Direct, for having lax approval processes and being easy to abuse. The number of games allowed onto the platform has boomed in recent years, with low quality or questionable software making it onto the marketplace with apparent ease. Silicon Echo's extensive library, the studio published the majority of its games in the last 3 months alone. And remember, this is 200 games.
Yeah.
Stood as emblematic of this problem. Even those who admitted to picking up the titles for cheap or free as a means of flipping their trading cards for cash. Wait, okay. I don't know exactly what that means. Steam thinks. Even as it defends itself, Silicon Echo admitted that some of its business practices were questionable. And the studio talking again. We are no heroes. We have indeed sometimes been conducting our business with some practices people may call shady. For example, creating more developer names even though they were on the same account and listed under the same publisher. This was done primarily for easier statistical tracking, as we did not believe it to be a problem since all the games were publicly listed under the same publisher. There were no deception included. End quote. Valve's decision to erase Silicon Echo's entire collection from Steam will have long-ranging ramifications, according to the studio. Not only will this prove to other studios that getting the go-ahead from Valve to publish on Steam may come with caveats, it wrote, but it could tank an entire indie company's business. And this is Silicon Echo talking again. This situation has completely destroyed everything we have been working for the past 3 years, and we are forced to give up game development at this point for more that one reason. Okay. Mainly because our reputation is destroyed beyond repair, but also for financial reasons. We wish we had been warned about this before. In that case, we would focus on a different business plan of development. End quote. End of article.
Yeah, so very big move from Valve, just like completely like erasing the entire like catalog. But obviously, I don't really know like the details and everything. But in general, I'm kind of for cleaning up your storefront.
Yeah. From
like especially people who are just like making 200 games in three months. It's like
well, not that many, but yeah, the majority of those were made in the last 2 months.
You know, like when the games are just complete, like, you know, just cash grab stuff, or like stuff that's using like other people's assets, which they've been like, you know, accused of and stuff like this. You know, in general, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, Steam's so lax on it. This just seems like a random time to like suddenly, you know, just pick the studio and we're just gonna erase your entire catalog. Before, you know, like, I don't know if it was all actually things that should be taken off, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, this is... yeah, I agree with you. There needs to be a better way of vetting these games.
And like, Steam especially. Steam's pretty bad.
Steam, you know, I'm on a PlayStation store. You know, you can order the Switch, might go down that route. I'm sure Microsoft has some of its...
Well, and the Wii, that was part of the problem with the Wii, is it became just shovelware, like... complete shovelware. And PlayStation, and I don't know enough about Microsoft, but at least the PS Store is starting to go down that route.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting worse for sure, but it's still nothing like Steam or iOS, which is... Yeah, I don't hear we all speak about that.
We can make a game real quick, Darian, put it out there.
Oh, we could. Right now, like in the next 10 minutes, we probably could.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't know as much about Steam and all this stuff to, I guess, talk... in depth. I thought this was an interesting story.
It is.
Yeah, it does kind of maybe set a precedent for Steam going
forward.
That is
the only thing, yeah, it's just a weird precedent when, you know, technically you did get greenlit, you got the, like, go-ahead, but it's obvious that Valve's not actually, like, looking at it. No one's, like, someone's asleep behind the wheel, as they say, you know, there with that. So
obviously, Valve's busy making, games, right?
Yeah, that's they.
Believe.
I don't know if we can call them a game developer anymore, but every now and then they do.
I don't think many people do nowadays. Okay, so are we ready to go to some, I guess, kind of sad news?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wait. Darius, real quick. That's definitely the wrong time.
Oh, that was supposed to be a 5, sorry.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Jeff, it's only been 20 minutes. What are you talking about?
Yeah. This is from Lucy O'Brien from IGN. PlayStation President and Global CEO Andrew House is stepping down from his role, with current Deputy President of Sony Interactive Entertainment, John Tsuyoshi Kodera, taking his place effective immediately. Per the official announcement on Sony's website, House will remain with SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment, I'm just going to call it SIE from the rest of the article, as chairman for the year for transitional purposes, and stick with Sony as director and chairman of SIE. And this is House speaking, his statement. I'm tremendously proud of what we built with PlayStation and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Entertaining millions globally with the best in games and creating a fully fledged digital entertainment company. PlayStation has been a huge part of my life for more than 20 years, but with the business having achieved record-breaking success, now seemed to be the right time for me to pursue new challenges. I shall always treasure the friendships and people that have made SIE such a wonderful place to work. I'm also grateful to PlayStation fans and gamers around the world for the loyalty and support. John and the team at SIE are world-class, and I know the future of PlayStation is very bright. End quote. House took PlayStation's reign as its global president in 2011, but has been with the company since 1990, where he served in corporate communications at Sony headquarters. Last year, he had led the merging of Sony Computer Entertainment and Sony Network Entertainment to create Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Yeah. Sad, kind of sad to, it's weird, like, just not that many years ago, like, Sony, Microsoft, all these, they didn't really have people you knew. They were just kind of like, they were the game companies that had the consoles you had, but, like,
it was only Reggie.
In our lifetime, now it's become like Phil Spencer is Xbox, and like Shuhei and Reggie, all this, and Andrew House is kind of one of those that you've started to see them on like presentations, and you knew their name and you knew them.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, and like it's weird that these businessmen have almost become like part of their job has also become like public persona and stuff. They're almost like rock stars in a much lamer way, but like that kind of thing. And so it's sad to see any of them go. I'm interested to see like what he does.
Yeah.
It doesn't really sound like it was a harsh thing. Like he's staying
No.
he's staying on for a while and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, 6 years is a long time to be
on
a company like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been with Sony since before we were born.
Yeah.
So I can't blame him for wanting to mix things up every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll go to some other company or do,
I can't remember what
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. So... Ready to find him?
Yeah. House did good with PlayStation, though.
Yeah.
It's been a good few years for them.
Yep. Sure, he had a big hand in that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be a kind of different story because there's no, like, article thing to read like it normally is. This is pretty much us saying what's happening.
Yes.
Okay. And pretty much this news technically comes from NeoGAF user Demo Skinos? Skinos? I don't know.
Whatever. I couldn't even say. I'll take you. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so pretty much what happened is Telltale's Batman Episode 2 released, I think yesterday, October 5th.
Right.
So people played it, and there was a picture pretty much of a bank robbery and their dead bodies on the ground. Apparently, I guess someone found it familiar, and it turns out the body was copy and pasted from a photo of an assassination from last year.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember the name, but it was.
It's a Russian diplomat.
Yeah, he was like killed with cameras rolling.
Yeah, and so there are multiple things kind of wrong with this. I mean, I guess I'll say this quickly. People watching the video, we're not going to put the either picture on there.
Yeah. Don't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, the picture. The original picture that they copy and pasted from immediately looks like a stock photo of something from like a James Bond.
Yeah, it's not
movie.
like it's something graphic, but I mean, it's an actual dead body.
Yeah, so what I'm kind of saying with this, I don't think they intentionally put an actual real dead body on this thing.
Yeah.
But then it gives the whole thing of they took a random picture from the internet and put it in their game.
Right.
Multiple things wrong with this.
Probably chances are, like, the explanation, I mean, it's not okay, but probably what happened is, like, in development, they just, like, looked up random Google picture for dead body, found that, not knowing what it was, and put it in there as a placeholder, thinking, like, we're going to go back and, like, change that or eventually, but they just put it in there for the time being, and then they forgot about it, and it shipped. Same thing in a much, like, a much less, like, bad degree. Uncharted, and their, like, first trailer, it had, like, Assassin's Creed picture in the background, and Assassin's Creed was like, that picture looks familiar. Because it was probably just something they put as a placeholder, like, months beforehand, and then just completely forgot about it. So, basically what I'm saying is, I'm sure this was not intentional.
Yeah.
However, yikes.
They messed up. Again, to let people know, we're recording this October 6th, about 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. As far as we know, this has not been changed. I assume it's happening soon.
Yeah, the game was just released yesterday, so it's not like it's been that long.
Yeah.
So that's not good. Not a good look for Telltale. I'm sure they'll have an apology out or something, but like...
And also, at the time, as far as I know, Telltale has not mentioned it.
I wonder if you could, like... There's some legal action you could take for that or something. Like, I'm not sure, but... I don't know either. Just be careful. Anyone, like, when you get stuff, when you get stuff off the internet like that.
Yeah.
Scary. That's very scary.
Indeed. Are you ready to move on to the final story? Okay. We might be getting a little political here, fellas.
Strap in.
Yep.
Timestamps if you don't want to hear us get political.
Okay, so this thing comes from James Batchelor from GameIndustry.biz. Pretty much article talking with Pete Hines, VP for PR and marketing at Bethesda, talking about Wolfenstein and its marketing pretty much being against Nazis.
Which the game takes place in like America overrun by Nazis and you are killing Nazis.
And the Bethesda marketing is going really in on anti-Nazi stuff, which, I think is okay. The normal stance to take.
I agree, but apparently not everyone does.
Yeah. So here's just a bunch of quotes and stuff from Pete Hines in the article. And pretty much explaining the marketing approach. We're certainly aware of current events in America and how they relate to some of the themes of Wolfenstein 2. Wolfenstein has been a decidedly anti-Nazi series since the first release more than 20 years ago. We aren't going to shy away from what the game is about. We don't feel it's a reach for us to say Nazis are bad and un-American, and we're not worried about being on the right side of history here. In the game, freeing America is the first step to freeing the world, says Hines. So the idea of #No More Nazis in America is, in fact, what the entire game and franchise is about. Our campaign leads into that sentiment, and it unfortunately happens to highlight current events in the real world. We don't feel it's a reach for us to say Nazis are bad and un-American. Wait, did I just read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. At the time, none of us expected the game would be seen as a comment on current issues, but here we are, Hines says. Bethesda doesn't feel like games make specific statements or incite political discussions. We make games that we think are fun, meaningful, and immersive for a mature audience. In Wolfenstein's case, let's read that. I don't know. Whatever. It's pure coincidence that Nazis are marching in the streets of America this year. And it's disturbing that the game can be considered a controversial political statement at all. Yeah,
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All the important stuff.
So, just I don't want to go on too long about it or whatever, but I agree. Yeah. I think that honestly, I think it's absurd to think that saying Nazis are bad or something is a controversial statement to make in the game. And especially, to hear him say, this was kind of our plan anyway, this is what the game is about.
They've been making this game for years. The main thing about Nazis coming out, they're Charlottesville, and this was obviously announced before that.
It was. Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
The only thing that could be, like, is that the marketing, like, could have been, like, geared more towards, like, making a commentary, but it kind of sounds like it was just...
Yeah. I think people were just saying they kind of ramped up on it at the time. It's like, the game at that time, even, well...
The game's coming out soon, I mean...
Yeah, even when the time when all this started, it's like, the game's coming out, of course there's going to be marketing, it's against Nazis.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just...
I don't know, yeah, it was a weird thing. I saw people saying, like, when after Charlottesville happening, and I think they posted a trailer or something, even people who are obviously against Nazis, like, should Bethesda be doing this right now? That kind of thing. I'm like,
The only thing I guess is you could say they're like trying to profit off of it or something.
But this is what the game's always been about.
But it's already about, and it's not like they're the first game to have like.
It's not the first fictional entertainment thing that's been against.
We
Nazis.
all went and saw Inglourious Bastards, and everyone loves it, and that's like literally there's like Brad Pitt or so, or Brad Pitt, right? Yeah, Brad Pitt says like gonna kill me some Nazis and all this stuff. I mean, they're far from the first to do this.
Yeah.
And it's commentary, like the game is commentary on just like, I mean, it's a fictional thing of like if the Nazis had won or whatever. It's an interesting historical, like, you know, what if scenario there. Yeah. And I don't like, gosh, if this is a controversial thing to say, then good Lord, like what? I don't know. Even as just someone, I try not to get too political, and I understand like both sides of a lot of things, but Nazis are bad, yo.
Yeah,
they're bad. Like that's
the official Nerds Are Large stance on Nazis. They are bad.
No, it's Nazis are bad, yo.
Oh, okay. The guy's important.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much more to say.
Yeah,
I stand with them. Like I think that they're right, so.
This whole thing was an interesting thing to highlight. Of like, apparently this is a problem that's going on. Like, something Bethesda has to face for some reason.
All right, Jeff.
Okay.
Let's have some fun. Why don't we, Jeff? Why don't we have some fun? You know what I'm saying? You know
but we just talked about Nazis. How can we get more fun?
You're right. That was... Yeah. We can't top that. All right. So me and Jeff, I have no clue. Like, this is probably not going to be... This is basically... This main topic is going to be for me and Jeff. If you enjoy it, then good. That's great. Yeah. There is a game called PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Great game.
That came out 2012, I think? Something like that. You don't have to look it up. Sometime around then.
Yes.
And it was not that popular.
5 years ago? Dang. Okay.
I know. It was not that popular.
It sold 1 million copies.
It sold 1 million copies. I thought it was good enough to warrant a sequel, but apparently not. But like people kind of like put this game down way too fast, and it was actually a really good game. If you like looked at this game, by the way, it's like a Smash Bros type game, but like it does a lot of cool, interesting, unique things. And if you just passed it off as a crappy Smash Bros clone with PlayStation characters, go back and play it because it's a lot of fun.
Especially if you look at other Smash Bros clones and don't say a thing. The only really crappy one I can name was that Cartoon Network one. Especially
if you haven't played the game, you don't know, but. Anyway, this is probably never going to happen, but if there was a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2, me and Jeff are going to try to make our official dream roster for this game. So, Jeff, let's just kind of go at it. We have not really prepared much. We're just going to kind of wing it, as they say.
Yes.
So
the kids say
we took we kind of looked at Smash Bros. Brawl is kind of a jumping off point for how many characters they have, which is I think you said we said 39, but that's also with some clones and stuff. So we have 35 is what we're aiming for. Right now we're just going to kind of list some characters off. So I'm going to write them here.
Okay. Well, first we're going to of course just look at the veterans. Who was in the last game?
Of course.
Okay, so this is... I'm just looking online. This is going to be about alphabetical order, not necessarily by importance or...
Okay.
Okay, Big Daddy, BioShock. Or... Right. I guess we can get into that since he's a third-party character later.
Yes. I guess he's one that could be cut.
Yes.
But I'm going to keep him on this list for now. But...
Cole McGrath from Infamous.
Alright.
And of course Evil One, but we'll just keep him as one.
Yeah.
Colonel Raddick from Killzone.
I'll write him down, but if someone has to go, I think Raddick might be one of the ones.
It might be good from a shooting perspective.
Yeah. But I feel we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
Dante.
No. Are you cool with not putting him down? Or at least not that Dante.
That's what. Yeah, I mean
that game never took off.
They went back to regular Dante and everything.
Yeah, that would be cool. And I think now, again, like nowadays, this game could work. I think this game would work. I think Capcom would allow that. Crash would be allowed. All that, whatever.
Okay, so we have Fat Princess.
I guess we're not making any decisions right now,
Yeah.
so I'll put her down. I'm pretty sure she's going to be one I'll cut. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Hiachi. From Tekken.
I don't remember how to spell Hiachi, but whatever. I know that's not how you spell it.
Jack and Daxter.
Absolutely.
I mean, looks like from looking at this list, a lot of the ones that are, more no-duh are towards the end of the alphabetical spectrum.
Right.
So, next one. Kratos.
Yep.
Noriko.
I want her, but she'd probably be cut.
And let's just put it on there. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Nathan Drake.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Nah, he's kind of past his prime.
Parappa the Rappa.
Yeah. This PlayStation.
Now, this is one I can see us cutting. Raiden.
Yeah, I'd say maybe put Snake or someone in there.
Put down Snake.
All right,
Snake. Do it.
Hell yeah. Whatever, we can do what we want, Joe.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Okay. Sackboy. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. Sir Daniel Fortescue. Gotta put my boy in.
Damn. Just keep going.
Okay. I don't think this character needs to be cut, Darby. Sly Cooper. Who's heard of him?
Yeah, who needs him? Who's that? I don't understand. No.
Spike.
If Sly was not in there, I would riot. Yeah. Ape Escape's classic.
Sweet Tooth.
Yes.
Sweet Tooth is one of those things.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's a very Truth the Metal is a very popular PlayStation franchise, and Sweet Tooth is one of those characters you just recognize.
He is. Yeah.
And my man boy Toro.
Why not? You gotta for the people who actually played All Stars, you have to keep Toro in there.
It's my boy. And then we're at the DLC characters. Emmett Graves. That one would probably be cut.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put him down.
Isaac Clarke. I liked him. It's
him
one
too.
of those things I don't think would make it.
Yeah, I'll put him down, but I doubt it.
Our girl Cat.
Cat's gotta be in there.
And Zeus. I'd prefer probably not.
Not Zeus.
So okay, that is all the characters from the last game.
Yeah, so that's like the ones that we're kind of considering from the last game.
Yeah,
we're gonna kind of just go through and then we're gonna make our cuts. So now we can kind of free roam. All right, obviously Aloy.
Yes. Joel and Ellie.
Yep. That would be Joel.
Let's see. Okay, we can talk about this potentially. Delson Rowe from the newest Infamous. I'm not technically saying having both him and Cole in.
But maybe a costume or a move or something.
Or maybe just put him in for now, then maybe depending how we go, we can decide to both or just one of them and decide which one.
Yeah, what's it? How do you spell his name?
DEL SIN and then Rowe. ROWE. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Pretty that's right.
Okay.
Since it's the newest one and he can have them bigger moves. He has a wider range of powers and stuff.
Yeah.
So you do some stuff
smoke
with that.
stuff, right?
Yeah, and the electronic stuff and the light stuff. Yeah. See more of him.
Now Jeff.
Are we thinking the same thing?
Knack?
Yes.
Our Lord and Savior.
Praise be to him.
Praise be to him. I love that we thought the same thing.
I was about to bring him up.
I'm trying to think of other franchises that have come out since the last one, or franchise that would be considered. All right. Wait, we gotta get this out of the way. Cloud, I know he's been in Smash. I understand that he belongs more in PlayStation. And he needs.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Okay. Help me remember. Is Bloodborne owned by? It's owned by them. I know that'd be a weird thing to work.
It's exclusive, but I don't know if it's owned. But it is. I feel like exclusive. It's owned. It is exclusive. Well, I don't know but I don't know if any game FromSoft has done that hasn't been on Sony. So it at least would make sense.
No. But Bloodborne's an exclusive, while Dark Souls and stuff has been on Xbox.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I
then
believe so.
Bloodborne might be on. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Bloodborne's own.
but what character does Bloodborne have? Like you make your own character.
I know.
Yeah. Stage,
just-
stage, for sure.
Okay.
But what were you gonna say?
This is something they could do. Like Monster Hunter is a character in Marvel's Capcom Infinite,
Okay.
and like just kind of
Have
I have
generic
one.
Bloodborne dude. Yeah. Yeah.
They could do stuff to make it work. It's just the generic thing, and then using the different weapons, and different moves.
All right, I'll put it on there. And definitely 100% Bloodborne stage, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we're not the biggest fans, but I don't even know what to use. But I feel like a team ICO. Ico.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know they're against it. It's a Wanderer from Shadow of the Colossus. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay.
I don't know what the moves would be, but I feel like you could just
Do you want to put those as two different ones, or do you want to put one or the other between Ico and?
just put team. Just put team Ico character.
Right.
For now.
Okay.
Crash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Obviously. Spyro. Is Spyro owned by Sony or owned by Activision?
Yes.
Okay. I say Spyro.
say Spyro.
Unleash the Dragon.
Let's do it. And yeah, we can just put in everyone that comes to mind that we'd be really into right now, and then we'll just cut stuff later.
Yeah. You gotta think like other things, like think outside the box, think some
Tearaway.
Mm-hmm.
Iota. I don't think that'd make it, but I don't care.
It's the dream, Jeff. It's the dream.
Okay, let's see. What other big franchises do they have that we could?
I know there's been some big ones recently. Well, no.
I guess I can.
Wait.
Oh yeah, I'll just type in PS4 exclusives.
And I'm trying to think of the ones that. All right. I know we're now we're talking about first party stuff. That's what we're trying to get that out. But since we're in a lull here, I'm gonna introduce my first of.
We already named multiple third parties, so there we go.
I'm gonna mention one that we can have a discussion about.
Yes.
Because I don't know if it fits, but I would love it. Geralt from The Witcher. Doesn't make sense in a PlayStation like battle royale.
In ways, it makes about as much sense as Big Daddy,
Yeah.
but definitely not one I would. And Isaac, I mean, it's the same way as Big Daddy and Isaac Clarke, but it doesn't. Not one of those things where I would be like.
It doesn't immediately jump to mind, but it would be cool.
It would be cool.
Can I put them down?
Put him
It's
down
just
for
being
now.
cool. Okay.
But just know that if we come up with so many, he could be one of the first.
I understand. I understand. I'm willing to accept
We,
that.
we want this to be dreams and stuff, but then if we did that, strictly dreams, we can just put any character we want.
Yeah, you're right. No, I mean,
That's
it's
third party.
dream, but realistic.
Yeah.
What could actually happen. And I have a feeling if this ever happened, by the time it happens, like Witcher's going to be kind of dying. Like, not dying, but there's not a new Witcher game coming out, so it makes less sense.
This may not be the best way to look. Place to look. What'd be cool if they got like a Persona or a Tails character in there?
No, all right, yeah. Tails would be pretty.
Tails is one of the
Yuri.
strangely thing with that.
Oh wait, that's Xbox. Yeah, that's
but
Tails
it's
is
not
very-
in
Japan.
yeah.
Or even one of just the classic Tails games. You know more about Tails. Who would be the guy? Who would be the guy or gal that would be like the
So, see, the weird thing about Tails is because it has some games that are on Nintendo and stuff, depending how they worked on it. Lloyd from Symphonia would be one of my go-to. Like, this would probably be the guy. But I guess that is admittedly more towards PlayStation.
We'll put him down.
Let's see.
It's harder than I thought it would be.
PlayStation has no games.
Yeah, it's we found that out here.
Yep. I'm still trying to have the thought of Sora.
Yes.
Again, that's one of those things that's on Nintendo consoles too, but
Yeah, I'm also trying to think of the characters that people were like demanding back then that weren't able to be on it.
The guy from The Order, 1886.
I mean, yeah, does that have any relevance now? Like, I wonder if he would ever be. I don't even know who it is. Like, Yeah, I don't know.
Storing ideas, that's in exclusives. Let's see. Obviously, we need something from Until Dawn.
You could.
But it'd be one of those things. How do you make a moveset?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
That's not like taking stuff from Nathan Drake.
Yeah. It'd be hard.
Until Dawn stage.
Thing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Here, I'm going to, like, down where we have, like, features and stuff. I'm going to. Okay. Hi, everyone. We just took a very extended, pause to actually, like, come up with some. Who knew this is actually hard to do?
Yeah.
So, you think we should just read the list that we have now?
Yeah, we'll read the list we have. We're planning on narrowing, I guess, we have 39 total now. Planning, I guess, narrowing down to 35, so knock off 4.
And maybe this is not what I envisioned this being. I envisioned us being able to just read off a bunch of things, like think off a bunch of characters and just go with it. But maybe this is something that we need to present in future episodes to other people. Like, ask Will, like, how do you think of this list? And maybe we can, finalize it down and get it.
Yeah.
Tony, because they're counting on us, Jeff.
Yeah.
Sony is counting on us. All right, this is our list right now. Big Daddy. Cole, Raddick from
Killzone, and Cole's from Infamous.
I just say Dante from the old Dante from Devil May Cry,
of course.
Fat Princess, Hiachi, Jack and Daxter, Kratos, Nariko, Nathan Drake, Parappa the Rapper,
of course,
Snake, Ratchet and Clank, Sackboy, Sir Daniel Fortescue,
of course.
Sly Cooper, Spike from Ape Escape, Sweet Tooth, Toro,
a man,
Isaac Clarke, Kat, Aloy, Joel and Ellie, Delson Rowe, Knack, praise be to him, Cloud Strife, Bloodborne Dude, Team Eco, we're basically saying Wander, I guess, probably is what we're going towards, the Shadow of the Colossus person, but either him or the Eco boy. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Tearaway, is it actually Tearaway? Is that the name of the...
It's Iota.
Okay. Iota, Tearaway, whatever. Geralt of Rivia, probably gonna get cut, sad. Lloyd, forgot what this is from. Oh, from Tales of, what? Symphonia. Lara Croft. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Akira, the Persona 5 protagonist.
Yeah, that's the name for the manga. I guess we don't know that's the official name.
That's what we're going with right now. Whatever his name is. And kind of out there, John Marston from Red Dead Redemption.
We got 2 more, Darby. We have Dart from Legend of Dragoon and a Destiny character.
We don't know enough about it, but we know that it would be a big kid.
I guess maybe we should say some of my thoughts for the more crazy ones, Darby.
Yes.
Well, Geralt, whoever. Darby's really wanted that.
I did. It would be great.
Yeah. I agree. That'd be cool, but Dan's out on this list.
We can take him out. Yeah. I'll take him out.
Sorry, Darby.
It's okay.
Lloyd from Tales. Tales feels right on this list, and Lloyd seems to be more of the face. I guess you can argue Yuri, potentially.
Is he the guy with the red hair?
No.
Oh, no, I'm
he's one with the 2 swords.
Yeah, okay, I know which one. Yeah, I know which one he's talking about, yeah.
Lloyd made a bit more sense for Smash Bros. The rep, but I don't know. I could be any Tales character. We can kind of just say Tales in general. I feel like.
So you want to keep it on there for an All-Stars? Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, Sora, Kingdom Hearts. We already have Cloud on there, but whatever. Different series.
Yeah, whatever.
And all the main... There are, I guess, technically maybe more games on the Nintendo products at this point.
Yeah.
But all the main lines are on PlayStation.
When we get to Lara Croft, the only thing is, like, obviously Rise of the Tomb Raider had, like, the Xbox deal and everything, but, like...
That failed. No one wants to talk about it.
The history of Tomb Raider is on PlayStation. So I feel like it wouldn't be the biggest surprise.
And I mean, it's the kind of case then, but Square Enix, but yeah.
If Lara Croft can fit on All-Stars, it would be stupid to not have her, because she's huge. I mean, like, so, I'd say.
And Akira from Persona 5. Persona is pretty big at this point, and it's, only the random spin-offs are on anything other than PlayStation.
Yeah, and, like, think about the moveset could be awesome with all the different Personas. Could be, like, so great.
And John Marston, as far as we know, I mean, that'd be just a big third-party thing, and it's I would say like Rockstar's of their most recent games, like the most recognizable character, like people really know his name. I know they're the GTA 5 guys, but people usually don't think them when they hear GTA 5.
You don't
like,
think of a specific person when you think of that.
Yeah, when you hear Red Dead, you think John Marston.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess they could potentially put the new Red Dead Redemption 2 guy in there instead if it was made right now, but at least for our dream roster, I would want it to be John Marston.
Yeah, and I think, I probably should have checked this, I think right now Rockstar and Sony have a little deal for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like, okay, that's enough for us.
Yep, sure.
Then Dart from Legend of Dragoon. Dart was apparently going to be the next thing of DLC with Abe from Oddworld for the original PlayStation All-Stars before support was just cut.
So makes sense that it could be out.
And that was one people really wanted, and that's a like Sony first-party RPG, so yeah. And then the Destiny character. Destiny, pretty much since the start of the series, has had a thing with PlayStation, so, and that's a really big third party, so
yeah, it'd be a very, very big get.
And again, one of those things, like with the Bloodborne characters, create a character, but they can come up with something. Yeah. That I don't know Destiny. There might be like a NPC they can throw in.
This is just random. I'm just throwing that out there. We did our brainstorming mostly off mic because it took a long time. But the Wolfenstein guy, I forget his name. I don't know if it has any connection with PlayStation.
I don't think Bethesda in general does.
They usually don't. Yeah. Usually, if anything, they have it with Microsoft. All right. Well, do you want to start making our cuts?
Yep.
Because we
only
need
three.
Yeah, we don't have to cut.
As far as we get our, okay. I guess we can talk about this. This is what we're talking about. Cole or Delson Rowe. I know you don't have his.
I would say you keep Cole and take Delson Rowe out, just because. I mean, like, especially like someone who's separated from Infamous. I don't think if you said Delson Rowe, I don't think anyone knows who's you're talking about. If you say Cole, I think they do, because Second Son didn't kind of capture everyone's attention for as long as like Infamous did.
Fair enough.
I would say cut him and keep Cole, because I wouldn't want both. I probably wouldn't want both.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty proud of us, Darby. We made this list and we didn't do multiple characters from the same franchise.
Yeah,
which probably was limited the way it is. Who cares?
That was probably what made it harder.
Yeah. If we tried to come 35 with Smash Bros, that'd be difficult as well.
Yeah,
because they have so many different. Yeah,
right.
So I'd say we did pretty good overall. Yeah. Okay, so two more. I think we talked about this one, Isaac Clarke.
Yeah, and especially Dead Space doesn't have quite as much of a relevance anymore.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's going to change soon. I think Dead Space is coming back, but it might not be with Isaac Clarke.
And we have one more. For our random number 35 we decided on. Okay, can we at least agree there are none of the original characters from the original that we have right now we would want to cut? Don't think there are any of them we would want to do.
Yeah. I also kind of don't want to cut a lot of the new ones.
Yeah.
Because I think it's Bloodborne would be awesome to have a person in there. I think the Team Eco character is important.
As long as they want him, and because that's the thing last time the head guy was like, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, we're just
no touching our baby.
We're not like putting that kind of stuff aside. Just it'd be a big thing. I think Knack needs to be in there. It's just funny, but I think Knack needs to be in there.
And him being overpowered, of course.
Yes.
The
only maybe Fat Princess going is the only original person I could see going.
But I feel like she's this series Jigglypuff.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm not just saying because they're big pink puffball or whatever. It's just...
And, I'm sure that she probably would be one of the ones they would realistically cut, but I want Noriko in there. I want her to stay.
No matter what wishes.
Well, I guess they're not Sony anymore. That was kind of the whole point of the game, but Senua from Hellblade. But it was also kind of a more serious game, and maybe they're not, wanting to put her in a mascot thing when it was supposed to be a commentary on mental health and stuff. So.
I would say no, because it's kind of one of those things we put it in. There are a lot of ones that we didn't put in that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know it's a serious thing, but
well, Jeff,
we gotta have our rules.
Do you have someone you can cut from this list? I'm struggling.
Okay, ones that stand out to me as potential cuts. John Marston, the Destiny character, or Big Daddy. Big Daddy is partly because Flashlight isn't as relevant, then partly is like, okay, we've had Infinitus, then do we want... I'm forgetting his name. Well, I guess we didn't see his face. Well,
What are you talking about?
for Big Daddy, is part of it is, do we want to put another Bioshock character in this place at this point?
I mean, Big Daddy's the one you recognize the most, but I'd say if I'm guessing you're talking about like Booker DeWitt from Infinite.
Or Elizabeth.
Or Elizabeth. I would say
Booker and Elizabeth.
I would say if you put a Bioshock character in there, it needs to be Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I would say it should be Big
I'd say
Daddy.
keep Big Daddy. I
think
think. John Marston kind of just stands out on this.
He does, and I don't think it's all that likely.
Yeah.
Red Dead's an old game, and it's kind of just I'm okay with taking them off. I'm okay with taking them off.
Okay. We have our 35 characters of our crazy rules. And again, I'm kind of happy we didn't put in a bunch of characters from same franchises.
Yeah.
We limited on that by, not putting any in.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, do you want to just talk generally about like features you'd want in another game? We actually, despite what my clock here says, we actually have time because we spent about 20 minutes or something.
Okay. Sure, why not?
And just for the fun of it, in the like description for the YouTube video, I will also post this list again.
Okay.
We'll just so you can gaze upon its glory.
Yep. Okay, and I guess then make sure you put spoiler alert for people who just want to listen and.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, features. Definitely keep the two. Maybe not for all of them. Maybe try to mix it up. So they don't feel like they have to do it, but do the whole mixing between game universes
for stages. Yeah, like every stage has two different. Like it's one that's based off of, and then another franchise invades.
And I'm trying to think. Well, good news is because they do it that way, they can make a bunch of stages and having all the franchises represented. I'm trying to think. I would want to say have every series represented in our character roster represented in the stages somehow.
Yeah.
And then have maybe a handful that have double or twice.
Yeah, or at least most.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know if we're making a list of stages, but definitely just on the top of my head, Horizon stage, absolutely. Persona stage would be awesome.
Yeah.
To have that style.
Darby, I just had a thought. Maybe we should add a character back. Rivals.
We have to. That's a whole nother thing, Jeff. We have to decide.
No, I'm just saying. So we can keep that in, and
keep that, and I'd be interested to see what the matchups would be.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, Crash versus Spyro. That's the obvious.
Of course.
Come on, man, come on. Yeah. I do think I would hope that they just need more content in general. That was one of the problems with the first All Stars.
Yeah.
Is that it just didn't have quite enough to do. I would maybe beef up the arcade mode some more.
Yeah. Keep it so I guess they each had their own story and keep the rival thing in there. That was just cool.
It was just fun. It was a fun, unique thing.
And for the final boss, the whole idea of Polygon Man was cool, but make it so you're not just fighting technically Polygon clones.
Yeah, it was a little cheap.
Yeah,
doing that. I wonder who the final boss would be. They need to do something else funny, like Polygon Man.
What was that guy's name?
Kevin Butler.
Yeah. I mean, we want to win the game, but we want to have fun.
He already told you why he couldn't be the final boss, Jeff. Any other just features or stages or anything that you'd want out of this game?
There's a lot we could talk about, Dar. We could easily go through the whole character thing and say who'd be fun rivals for who. There's a lot.
We could.
But to say it's we put down because we weren't sure at the time, a Bloodborne stage would obviously be cool. Yes. Until Dawn stage, partly because because we couldn't think of a character that'd be good.
We want them represented in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, Metal Gear stage.
Put a Quantum Dream game as a stage.
Maybe. Yeah, that'd be cool. Detroit for a stage. That'd be really good.
And maybe if we get our hands on Detroit Seymour, that one of the Connors, someone can make a cool character. Who knows?
Crash stage.
course.
Absolutely Crash stage. Maybe 2, because people just love Crash so much.
Mm-hmm.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider stage would be cool.
No, I mean, again, I think you can make an easily have something in, but at least including, even if it's the thing that invades something from all these franchises into a stage.
Yeah.
That'd be too much, I think, to put a stage for every single game potentially in there.
We just have some combination of something, or just every stage is a knack stage. Yeah. Just it's actually the game is all just knack. It's knack fighter. Knack all stars.
Yeah, Cole Knack.
You just play knack versions of all the characters we just listed.
Big Daddy Knack.
All right, Jeff. Well, in the interest of time and the interest of we have other things to record and other things to do, I think we're going to cap it there. Yeah,
it was fun. Maybe a little different than we thought it'd be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. Maybe I should have planned it more. Maybe I overestimated our ability to, or how easy this would be.
We're learning.
I overestimated how easy this would be.
Yeah. Or it's made this its own thing. We're learning, people.
Talking about this game forever. This kind of made me want to play PlayStation All-Stars again. But, yeah.
Well, I'll say maybe later we can do this to expand on this and even including like rivals and stuff just for the fun. Yeah. We do it outside of it and just say
come back. We should revisit this at some point for sure. For sure. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to whatever that was. Yeah.
We had news in the beginning.
I hope
I talked about Cuphead.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next week.
Yep. Goals. We're gonna.
I did not think of one, but I'll think of one as you go.
Okay. So I'm just going to say this other goals. Maybe we can change around how goals we do it. We do goals because the way this is, we're flexible. I'm gonna. If I think of another one, I'll do it for a weekly goal. But I'm gonna do a little long term goal. Okay. That could be a couple weeks goal. I want to, before Super Mario Odyssey comes out, finish Mario plus Rabbids. What I want to get done with it. I think I can do that. I'm on the last world, and all I gotta do is finish the bonus stuff after that. I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
Cool. I'm kind of in a weird place. I don't know, I'm kind of I am playing Persona 5, but I'm kind of also want to be doing other things while I'm doing it. But I don't know what those other things are right at this moment. I kind of don't have a different game.
Yeah.
I could go back to and finish the last bit of the Witcher DLC that I did. I just downloaded the Phantom Pain because the PlayStation Plus thing. Yeah. I could try that. I'm going to stick with right now. I just want to... What's something in between finishing a palace? Because I just got to a palace. What's some sort of actually achievable goal I could make in 1 week?
Okay,
I just got to the second palace. The artist dude.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know if you noticed this, but when you find a safe room, you can talk to your people and they give you an update.
Right.
At some point in all, and they say, okay, we're at the halfway point or something.
Okay.
You could do something like that.
All right. Yeah. I'll say that. Get at the halfway point.
Yeah, so whenever you find a safe room, say, or talk to your team and see if, I think it's usually Morgana say, okay, we're at the halfway point.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, stay tuned. I am working on some cool stuff. I'm working on a Red Wedding video. I showed Jeff part of it. I think Jeff thought it was kind of cool. He probably, or maybe he hates it. I don't know.
I hate everything.
I mean, Jeff is just a swirling ball of hate forever.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next week.
Thank you. See you next time.